CMA Chevy Trucks U.S. Motocross Championships. This afternoon, it's 250 motocross, and that means Ricky Carmichael. I'm your host, Davey Coombs. Joining me is former Supercross champion Denny Stevenson and Cameron Steele down in the pits. Ricky is in the middle of probably the most unbelievable streak we've ever seen in outdoor motocross. It stretches back to last year, as we said earlier, when he lost to Kevin Windham here. But since then, he's been undefeated, and this year on the Honda particularly, 16 straight moto wins. He has a massive 93-point lead on Tim Ferry. With 8 motos to go, you got to wonder if the pressure's getting to Carmichael, but actually even more so, is he getting too overconfident? Cameron Steele spoke with him.
At times it is hard, you know, not to become overconfident, but I just try to keep a level head and do the best that I can do, and just keep a level head, basically.
Taking a look at the last 5 years of the Washougal 250 National, Carmichael the only one active right now. Kevin Windham's hurt, Jimmy Button, Doug Henry, and Jeff Emick all retired. Now let's go down to the second member of our team on the track, Denny Stevenson.
Davey, most of this Washougal motocross track is straight natural terrain. The only thing resembling a supercross track are these 13 deep, treacherous whoops. What makes this section so special is the tight right-hander before it and the finish line some 10 yards after them. What I've learned through my years of racing here is if you don't get through this corner fast, it's going to determine how fast you can get through these whoops, which will determine whether or not you're going to get past or make a pass before the finish line. Now let's go see what Cameron Steele's up to.
Well, guys, by now everybody at home is planted on the couch and ready to watch some motocross action. But I'm going to take this Sobe Suzuki that you can register to win at any national out for the Suzuki Fast Lap. Here at Washougal, it looks really tacky from television. From you guys' perspective, on the couch, you're not riding. I am. I'm putting the camera on. I'm going out there, but it is slippery. So be nice. Don't make fun of me. I'm going to try my hardest. But let's go out on the track right now and have a little fun. Get on board. We're headed down the downhill. Out of these huge trees. Here's the boy. Ski jump. 80 feet if you clear it down to the bottom. Into these ruts. Deep. Got to pick your line. S-turn. This is coming up here where Travis Pastrana ate it last year. Little fast section. Baby jump. Into a long table. A little brakey bump. Get on the gas after the table. On the brakes. And pick a rut. Lots of guys out here. Oh, get past. Gonna get roosted. I can already tell. Little rhythm section coming up. Off camber. It's slippery everywhere. Gotta ride the top of these bumps. More shade. This track is so beautiful. Another S-turn back under the trees. Tight. Lots of guys everywhere. Pick your line. Get on the gas. Little rhythm section. Jump. Little table. Again, off camber and slippery. No berms. Pick your own line. Ah, pass someone. Yellow flag going down. Must be a down rider. Last little jump, and that's going to bring you around to the whoops which Denny told you about, and that's your Suzuki Fast Lap.
Well, Denny, they've changed the start from where it used to be when you were racing nationals. Back then it was an uphill right-hander. Now it's a tight left-handed hairpin.
Yeah, the start straight is considerably shorter than it is for any of the other nationals, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for 40 riders.
And when they get in that first turn, it can get ugly. Taking a look at our Suzuki starting lineup, Carmichael, number 4, Tim Ferry, number 15, been close all summer long, but has not been able to beat him. Carmichael's teammate, Nathan Ramsey, coming off a solid second moto ride last week. He could be a factor here on Big 450. And down at the bottom, some of the privateers like Brian Roth, Zeb Armstrong. Now the card is sideways. We're getting ready to go with the first 250 moto here from Washougal. They will be going right past us. There you see Tim Ferry going up through the middle, and it looks, whoa, there's a big pile up. A lot of guys down. There's Ryan Clark. I see Sebastian Tortelli. Looks like
Ezra Luss, Stefan Ricotta, the entire Kawasaki team.
A lot of guys going down. I did not see Carmichael in it, though, and it's Moto XXX's Kyle Lewis out front with the whole shot. Lewis, your leader, and his teammate Nick Way is in second, so a fantastic start for the privateer team.
Moto XXX is having a great year between Larry Ward and Kyle Lewis and Nick Way. What a great deal for privateer team. Way to put them on the map.
And getting 1 and 2 out front, unheard of in a national. And coming up in third, that looks like Anthony Armoridio, and then Sean Hamlin is the first direct factory-sponsored riders. They come off the big ski jump. Actually, I take it back to Nathan Ramsey, your third-place rider, and Hamlin is fourth, and then Armoridio looks like he was in fifth.
Nathan's had a great outdoor season up to this point, or at least the last couple of weeks, because he debuted his first 250 National at Redbud, got a second. And this is great for Nathan Ramsey and the Honda's 450F.
And looking at Ramsey's teammate, Ricky Carmichael, right there, going past the number 540 KTM of the veteran Guy Cooper, and he has Ferry next. So this would be a perfect opportunity for someone that beat Carmichael. He did not get a very good start, and right there he got a little sideways. But with guys like Tortelli and Lusk down in the first turn, this will not be that difficult for Ricky, or at least it's not as bad as it could have been.
There's definitely a handful of riders up front right now that we usually don't see run up front. Ricky Carmichael's got to see what these guys are doing and just make his attack like he's done every race so far this year.
Coming down out of the woods, he gets a little faster drive than Ferry, and he makes the pass on his fellow Floridian, tries the outside line, and next up will be Paul Carpenter of the White Brothers team. So there's Lewis, your leader. Hamlin coming through, battling Way for second. At the end of the first lap, but Way is able to hold on. So Moto XXX 1 and 2 in the score sheets. And Denny, that is the first time Ricky Carmichael hasn't led a lap since Southwick back in early June.
Again, another incredible record, but I'm really surprised how Timmy Ferry handled that right there. He had Ricky Carmichael behind him for what he's been waiting for all season long. He just let him go right by him.
Not much of a fight. Now Hamlin has made the pass for second, and Ramsey has slipped back a spot. He is now back to fourth. Hamlin going from fourth to second in a very short period of time. Sean Hamlin, he's not getting the results that a Wyndham or a Pastrana might be expected, but Denny, Suzuki's got to be happy with that kid.
Yeah, I still want to know where he came from. I've never even heard of Sean Hamlin until I started watching your guys' telecast, and he's done an incredible job for Suzuki. I mean, you could not be more proud of him than Suzuki is right now.
Now you see Carmichael making the pass on Armoridio as they go up the long power hill into the Washougal trees, and that is why people like to say this is the most beautiful track in America. There you see Carmichael. He has broken into the top 5 already. Again, he has an 18-moto winning streak. That's the longest ever by 4 that anyone's ever done. You have to go all the way back to Mark Barnett in 1981 to get second closest. That was the 14-125 Nationals. He won to start the season. But back up front, Lewis, your leader. Hamlin is second as they go through the S-turns. Nathan Ramsey on the factory CRF 450R is our 4th place rider. When we return, can Carmichael keep his streak going?
Right. Champions ride Hondas now and in the future. XRs. They're a head start.
For years, the championship has eluded Bernd Stroberg. But this year, Stroberg has overcome the brutal conditions and mental anguish of 15 days on the tundra. His dream is about to become reality.
We're here at the finish line, and finally, Stroberg takes the trophy. Wait, hold it. Back to Corvette. Oh, what an upset. The Corvette wins.
Chevy, wherever there's a winner's circle, we'll be there.
The wait is over. NFL preseason begins on ESPN. Live from Osaka, Japan, Steve Spurrier makes his NFL debut as Washington takes on the 49ers. Niners, Redskins, 10 p.m. tonight on ESPN.
Speedboat's presentation of AMA Motocross is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Honda, performance first. And by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. And speaking of Hondas and Suzukis, out front, Moto Triple X is Kyle Lewis, and right there, the Suzuki of Sean Hamlin almost had him on the inside, and behind them, big number 4 coming into the picture, Ricky Carmichael. He has now made it into 4th place.
He's definitely got these top 3 in his sights, Davey. And these are the most unassuming guys I've ever seen up front. I mean, where's Tortelli? Where's the big name guys? Kyle Lewis, Sean Hamlin. Man, these guys are doing a great job.
Well, we're going to get back to that first turn to show you exactly where some of these other guys were, but we want to stay at the action right now as Ramsey's trying to find a way around Hamlin, and they're all trying to find a way around Lewis. Kyle trying to do better than his best finish of the year so far, a 3rd in the 2nd moto at Budds Creek. Now let's take a look back at what happened on that start, Danny.
Well, if I was John Madden, had my telestrator, you'd be looking to your upper left center. Ricky Carmichael gets bumped, throws an elbow into his teammate Tortelli, and that just does a total domino effect to the outside.
Down they go. And Carmichael's lucky he didn't get involved in that pileup because this is a very tough track to pass on. But it hasn't looked that way because he came from about a 12th place start, and now he's got the top 3 in his sights. Ricky Carmichael, the defending 2-time 250 national champion, going for the 3-peat here. And right now, he has Nathan Ramsey. Oh, and Sean Hamlin goes down. Sean Hamlin throws away a very good start. Now, let's go down to Cameron Steele with one of those first-turn victories.
Well, guys, I'm down here on the side of the course with Sebastian Tortelli. Sebastian, you're supposed to be out there racing. What's going on? Why are you over here?
Yeah, on the first corner, I guess, the guys from the inside pushed me wide, and I crashed, and I was in the first pile, and I tear up my throttle cable, and you know, when you do that, the throttle can get stuck, so it better if I don't get out there. And I lost the transporter on riding afterward, and I was stuck in direction, and I almost crashed again, so just going to get the bike ready for the second moto.
Well, I never want to ride with an unsafe bike. What about your health? Are you hurt?
No, I'm good. It's just, you know, scratches. It's no big deal.
Right on, we'll see you in Moto 2.
Yeah, sure.
Picking up the battle on the track, Carmichael suddenly found a roadblock in Nathan Ramsey.
It's again a Honda trio out front, Davey, between Lewis, Ramsey, and Carmichael. And these guys, Honda's just having an incredible year right now. And Kyle Lewis, what an great ride with him right now. For him out front, this isn't something we're used to seeing. Maybe he needs to have this factory ride.
There's been a lot of talk about that, but right now he is representing the privateers and doing it well. There you see Lewis on the left side of your screen coming down toward the camera. Ramsey on the right in 2nd. Carmichael right behind them, and then Tim Ferry started to join the battle in 4th on the Yamaha. So it's 3 Hondas, like Denny was saying, and then Tim Ferry. Lewis on the inside, and right there, Ramsey popped out that berm, almost gave Carmichael the room he needed. And now he is really putting the pressure on.
This is a big chance for Tim Ferry. Tim has always said all year long that he wants to get out and run with Ricky Carmichael. Like we said, he got passed by him earlier, but he's keeping Ricky within his sights. I think this would be pretty good for him to be able to time his braking and accelerating points. And he needs to get him before Ricky gets, before Nick already passed Nathan.
Right there, Carmichael gets on the inside of his teammate, but Wade Ramsey comes around the outside. Carmichael holds him off, so now Ferry, in order to get with Carmichael, has to get around Ramsey first as they go up the long uphill. Carmichael, the only 2-stroke rider in the top 4 there. Lewis, Ramsey, and Ferry on 4-stroke motorcycles. Now, let's go back and look at the pass Carmichael made on Ramsey.
You see Ramsey and Carmichael coming into your picture. Carmichael's able to hold that tighter inside line, I think, because it's on the 252-stroke. Bike's a little bit lighter. He's able to get inside Ramsey and accelerate away.
Just hits the gas a little quicker. No room for retaliation. So now Kyle Lewis remains the only rider between Ricky Carmichael in the lead. He has come through the pack from a mid-pack start, almost involved in that first-turn pileup, actually caused that first-turn pileup, we should say. But Carmichael has recovered, and now he's got a hook in Kyle Lewis, just as he has these other riders. Goes a little inside out. This is the same place where he passed Ferry, coming down through the trees. Carmichael on the inside. You see him give a spin of the clutch. Lewis tries to retaliate. Carmichael makes the pass stick, stays on the inside. Now Lewis has a chance to swing out here. A quicker line through the whoops. No, he's not going to beat the Supercross champion there.
Ricky reaches up, grabs his tear off, cleans off his goggles. I don't know what he's doing. He's always kind of been fidgety as a racer. And now he's out front. He probably just wanted to shed all his tear off to have some clear vision. Here we get to see that pass to the lead. Ricky Carmichael, again, just airing it out. He just goes through this section a little bit faster than Kyle Lewis. And like you mentioned, goes up there, adjusts his clutch lever. And he's got clear vision now. He's ready to take off.
Carmichael, a brilliant climb through the pack. And we've been seeing that all summer long, whether he starts in the front or starts in the back. He works his way up into the lead. And right now, he is working on that perfect season we've been talking about. He's got 8 straight national wins, 16 motos in a row, and now he's way to 17 as Tim Ferry gets on the inside, coming down the hill. Lewis is able to hold him off down over the ski jump. Kyle Lewis in the middle of 3 factory riders. Carmichael first, Ramsey second, and Ferry in fourth. Lewis putting up quite a charge for the independent team.
Kyle's on a Yoshimura Honda, and whatever they're doing is the right thing. He's getting great starts this season, and he's running up front. What a great representative for Yoshimura.
And also the first guy to lead Carmichael in a long, long time. When we return, the race to the finish, can anybody catch number 4?
I see you're checking out our new quad runner Ozark 250. Yeah, it's Suzuki's latest sport utility ATV. This baby's got it all. More suspension travel than the Yamaha Bear Tracker, more ground clearance than a Honda Recon, bigger engine than Kawasaki Bayou 250. Oh, I can't go wrong with the Ozark 250.
How about a test ride?
Okay.
Introducing the Quad Runner Ozark. The first sport utility 250 ATV from Suzuki. First on 4 wheels.
Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection in a wipe.
We got a 25,000th show coming up pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah, August 25th.
That's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
How you keep track of something like that?
We got a guy.
Hey, man. Last night's 11.
Hey, Raymond. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, how's your aunt?
Oh, she's doing.
My friends are always amazed to learn how many of us may need a nursing home or in-home care someday.
And when I ask them how they're going to pay for it,
that's a good question. Do you know something I don't know?
State Farm Mutual Automobile Insurance Company's long-term care insurance can help protect you and your savings from the rising cost of long-term care.
When my aunt wasn't prepared, it was a real wake-up call.
That's why I tell everyone,
even if you don't get it from me, get it. It's that important.
Talk to your State Farm agent. We live where you live.
With my mom! Dude, she did get him the Dell.
Call or go online now, and you can win a dream vacation and Dell's Trip-A-Day giveaway when you order America's favorite PC. Like this Dimension desktop for just $6.99, featuring an Intel Pentium 4 processor with awesome performance for music, digital photos, gaming, and beyond. And for a limited time, you'll get a free digital camera.
Bonjour!
Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
Welcome back to Washougal Motocross Park in Washougal, Washington, where Ricky Carmichael has come from behind to take over the lead here in this first 250 moto. Nathan Ramsey is second, and this is the battle for third. Tim Ferry on the factory Yamaha, dicing with Moto XXX rider Kyle Lewis, our early leader, and Ferry has taken over the spot and is now looking to get after Nathan Ramsey.
Tim Ferry's proven all year long that at least if he's not winning, he's the second fastest guy on the track. Here we're going to check him out coming into the inside of Kyle Lewis. Basically just jumped a little farther, left the gas on a little longer, make that move into third.
So Ferry now picking up the chase of Nathan Ramsey, and you can see he's already pulled a little bit of a gap on Lewis, who now is getting pressure from Sean Hamlin. And it looks like a little inside out there, and Hamlin makes the pass, so Lewis suddenly not going the same speed he was earlier. That's Ferry in third. Now you see Hamlin is fourth on the number 99 Sobi Suzuki, and Lewis holds on to fifth.
Hamlin's done a great job recovering from that early crash. You crash early in the race, sometimes you get a little arm bump, get a little right and tight, and you don't ride as fast. Hamlin's proving that all wrong and making a great charge to the front.
Hamlin, of course, filling in very ably for the injured Travis Bouchon and Kevin Windham. Let's take a look at that pass.
We see Kyle Lewis dropping into the inside rut. Sean Hamlin goes a little bit wide and just slingshots off and makes the pass with a lot more momentum. Classic Supercross maneuver, baby.
and an effective one on Kyle Lewis. So Hamlin taking a look over his shoulder and getting back up in the fourth. But at the front of the pack, it is all Carmichael, number 4 Honda rider, hoping to bring the brand its first 250 national championship since all the way back in 1995 when Jeremy McGrath was the 250 outdoor champion. Let's go down to Cameron Steele in the mechanics area. He is with Chad Watts.
Chad, things are working out all right now. Ricky's in the lead, but that's not the way he likes to start motos, is it?
Nah, he came out of the gate spinning, got a little squirrely, and was about 15th in the first turn, but he don't like seeing guys in the front of him, so he didn't waste no time and got in the lead in about 3 laps. So now he just needs to settle down. He's about 2-3 seconds a lap faster, so just do his own thing.
Did you say Ricky got squirrely? I never thought I'd hear that one.
Well, you got to remember I'm a hillbilly, so he got a little bit squirrely coming out of that gate.
Right on. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
Carmichael, he's getting squirrely more than just right there, Denny. It looks like the track really is slick out there.
Yeah, this dark dirt is really deceiving to us, the fan. To be down on the track, it really gets polished and slippery, and I think that's where the 4-strokes were excelling early. I think Ricky was kind of getting adapted to it, and now he's using those Dunlop tires and that Honda and just pulling away.
There you see the gap all the way back to his teammate, Nathan Ramsey, on that 4-stroke. Another 4-stroke, Tim Ferry, behind him as they go through the Supercross section. Finally, another 2-stroke, that's Sean Hamlin. It looks like Kyle Lewis has picked the pace back up. Lewis, your 5th place rider, and then Robbie Raynard in 6th. Behind him comes Nick Wade, who was up toward the front of the pack at the beginning of the moto. And then it's Paul Carpenter, who actually spends most of the season focusing on the 4-stroke nationals. He rides a White Brothers CRF 450R. And then we're waiting until finally Keith Johnson on the CernixRacing.com KTM comes through. And then way back there, you caught a glimpse of Mike LaRocco, who went down that first turn crash. He's right behind Ryan Clark there. LaRocco coming through. You see Stefan Rancada, another first turn victim. So there's all those factory guys we were missing.
Yeah, with all the injuries that's happened in the 50 class this year, and in this crash in the first turn, it's really been a great chance for these privateers to show off their style, get a little camera time.
And you see right there, Guy Cooper. Now, he's a veteran right now, but Denny, when you were starting out back in the late 1980s, he was a veteran then, too.
10 years ago, he was 30, and that was considered old back then.
Guy Cooper out there with riders literally half his age. That's Ryan Clark on the Solitaire Fly Yamaha in between Cooper and LaRocco. So LaRocco still trying to work his way up through. He seems to be back to his old tricks, Denny, and not being able to get a good start.
Yeah, I don't even think I saw him in the crash, and he's still back there racing with the guys who went down, like Roncada and Ezra Lusk. He's on that 450F. You'd think on this slippery track he'd be getting up front with Kyle Lewis and guys like that.
There you see LaRocco right there trying to get around the privateer Clark, and then it's a little ways up to a guy who has a national championship just like him, and that's Guy Cooper. Cooper leading the way into the back section. This is where Sean Hamlin fell earlier in the race, and Clark gives up the inside pretty easily, went a little too far out, and LaRocco shot right in under him.
When you're that far back in the pack, listen to where these guys are at. Ryan Clark probably knows that Mike LaRocco is going farther in front than he is. Although Ryan Clark's a great rider, Mike is just in a different level right now.
And also, he's trying to pass Guy Cooper, so he's got to do something, and that opened the door.
Yeah, it definitely did. He tried to go outside, maybe make something happen with Guy. Mike just stole that line, and now Mike's battling with Guy Cooper as well.
Another battle for the ages. They could have been having this race back in 1990 or so here at Washougal. Instead, it's 2002, and they're both out there still doing it. Guy Cooper, 40 years old. Mike LaRocco, about 10 years behind.
As you saw from that graphic, Guy Cooper, the 1990 125 champion, this was at this race that Jean-Michel Bell crashed and broke his arm and opened up the door for Guy to win that championship.
Now Cooper is battling with LaRocco as they come up into the woods section. LaRocco tries an outside line, makes the bike stick, but Cooper's on the inside. They almost go off the wall. Now here's where Carmichael passed Barry, and this time LaRocco will make the pass on the outside. LaRocco gets by Cooper back in the trees, and now he's finally cracked the top 10.
Well, that was some polite racing there, David. Those guys were side by side. Both of them trust each other. That's what happens when you have two veterans like that racing together. You can trust what the other guy's going to do.
And that's why those guys are still out there, too.
Yeah, when you try and ride some of these younger guys, you don't really know their action. They might make a stupid maneuver and risk both of you going down.
Now here's the pass LaRocco made on Clark.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Ryan went wide, maybe trying to set something up with Guy Cooper so he can slingshot up the hill. Too late. Mike stole that inside line and made the pass.
And then coming down the hill, this time, like you said, just a gentleman's race through the trees.
Guy gives a little glance over to see where Mike's at, and this guy's going awfully fast, catching some big air just inches apart.
Now, back up to the battle for second. This is Nathan Ramsey. He is leading Tim Ferry. We are on the final lap as they go down into the infield over the big tabletop in the middle. About half a lap to go. Ferry running out of time in the battle for the four strokes. Carmichael, of course, is out front. And Ferry is going to have to make something happen here really quick back in the trees.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on that corner right for the whoops. I think with your Ricky Carmichael put a block pass on Brock Sillage for the win. These guys might be trying the same thing for second.
Carmichael through the woods. One more corner to go. It goes toward the outside. Below the Dunlop banner, now 13 whoops to the checkered flag. And Carmichael has done it again. 17 moto wins in a row. Salutes the crowd. Now back to the battle for second. Ramsey has lost the cushion he had. They go into the last corner. Here comes Ferry on the inside. He's got a line in there. And just like you said, he gets close, but he does not make the pass stick. And Nathan Ramsey will hold on for second to match his best ever outdoor national moto finish. Ramsey holding off Ferry in a close call in the last corner.
Again, the veterans showing their love for, the respect for each other. Little love tap from Tim Ferry to Nathan Ramsey, but they definitely weren't killing each other.
We'll be back to talk to Carmichael in a moment.
I bet you Noah got pretty hungry staring at those two cows while holed up on that boat. Probably thought to himself, there are a lot of other animals. Who's gonna miss them? Hats off, Noah. You're a stronger man than me.
X Games 8, presented by Adidas, begins August 17th on ABC.
Career ended in a heartbeat, but the killer won't let him go.
I'm back. So is he.
Clint Eastwood.
I'm in this thing for the full ride.
Blood Work, rated R, starts this Friday.
From Beantown to downtown. From Broadway to Jasper Road. Crest is making things a little brighter. Now everything you need for a great smile has a bright new look.
Welcome back to Washougal Motocross Park. The first moto is in the books, and it will show that Ricky Carmichael was the winner. He's with Cameron right now.
Well, guys, Ricky Carmichael, your champion once again, still undefeated. Now, Ricky, everybody's been talking about this undefeated season. With that start, you might have made some of those magazine and TV people just a little nervous, at least for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, I tell you, Cameron, man, I went sideways right off the gate, and you know, I don't know how I got to run the first turn as well as I did, man. I was getting knocked around back there, and it was a little bit scary, but I was able to get through clean and pass quite a few guys at the beginning, and it's a good race.
It's not usual for you to be in the back. That's what we're saying. We've seen your goggles before with all the tear-offs still on them at the end. Now, no tear-offs. You had to pass tons of guys. Who was the toughest guy to pass?
You know, all the top guys are tough to pass. You know, it's good to see Nathan up there, my teammate, putting some points in between me and Timmy, and, you know, that's awesome to see him up there, man. I was so pumped for him, and as well for myself. You know, it was a bad start, and I had to work hard to get up there. These guys are riding good, and it's pretty, you know, narrow track, so it makes it tough.
What are you going to do on your starts, change-wise, to get the better start in Moto 2?
Try to go a bit straighter. You know, I had the jump, I had the hole shot, but I went sideways, and that was the end of it.
All right, RC, we'll see you in Moto 2.
Thanks a lot.
As Carmichael comes from behind to get the win. Ramsey's second, Tim Ferry, Kyle Lewis, and Sean Hamlin rounding out the top 5. Robbie Raynard, a solid 6th over Nick Way. Paul Carpenter, Mike LaRocco, and Ezra Lusk rounding out the top 10. Then Roncada, Dowd, Keith Johnson, Ryan Clark, and the other Keith Johnson. Let's go back to Cameron. He's with our runner-up, Nathan Ramsey.
Right on, guys. Well, down here on the podium, we're going to run out some nicknames. Nate Dogg, you were burying the Red Dog with all kinds of roost out there. That's not very nice.
Well, you know, it was either him or me. You know, if he would have passed me, I would have been eating that roost, and it hurts. You know, don't have the rocks out here like Unadilla, but it's still it's thick and it's heavy, and it hurts when those roosts hit you. So, you know, I might have been giving a little extra every once in a while.
Kind of. You know, it's interesting. You're not in it for the championship, but you get in between Ricky and Timmy. That's pretty nice for the Honda guys. You space them out a bit.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Ricky's doing an awesome job, and you know, it's amazing how many points he has already. But for me to get in there and help him out, you know, that's part of the teamwork, and you know, to try to space out some points, you know, that's what I want to do. And you know, if I can beat Ricky, that'd be even better.
Yeah, right on. Helping the teammate's cool, but beating the teammate might be more fun.
That's better. That's right. You know, you know, the 450's working awesome out there. Got a good start, and you know, I was to the first corner first, but I kind of went a little wide. But you know, I can't wait till next moto.
Right on. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Thanks a lot.
There's a new blonde do on that Red Rider as Nate Ramsey changes his hairstyle a little. Some upcoming races on the Outdoor National Circuit. For more, log on to www.usmotocross.com. So with Honda going 1-2 in the first moto, now would be a great time for our Honda Tech Tip.
Hi, I'm Kenny Germain with Honda Tech Tip of the Week. This week is your valve stem. Valve stems tend to turn and twist under hard braking, and you don't want that to happen too much. The stem can get pulled out and cause a flap. So you come up to the valve stem, release the air. You want to spin the wheel and grab the front brake until you see your stem straighten out. Then put your stem back in, tighten it up, and put air back in it. You're good to go. That's Honda's Tech Tip of the Week.
Well, a huge crowd of about 23,000 fans have turned out here for the Washougal National. Let's take a look behind the scenes with this week's Racer X Pit Pass. When we come back, cross country with the Sobey boys.
The biggest names in motocross and off-road racing have an even bigger name under them. Suzuki. Do you want to be the next big name? Get on a Suzuki RM or DRZ today. Buy a new Suzuki motocross or off-road bike for 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Ride for free through March 2003.
This is Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
If you're gonna make a collection
collect call just down in the center with 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Cut. Oh, can I dial? Can I dial? I have security.
Desperate to get to the VMAs? The more you dial down the center with 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, the more chances you have to enter to win a trip for two to the 2002 Video Music Awards. Plus, we're giving away other great prizes like CD players, MP3 players, and karaoke machines. 1-800-CALL-ATT. The more you call, the more chances you have to enter to win.
I dialed to the center!
This weekend, Saturday at 5, ESPN's Great Outdoor Games brings you exciting action in fishing, sporting dogs, target sports, and timber events. At 10, Steve Spurrier makes his NFL coaching debut with the Redskins when they play the 49ers. Preseason football live from Osaka, Japan. On Sunday, Kenny Bernstein, racing in his 23rd and final year as an NHRA driver, looks to notch his 62nd career win. And on Sunday Night Baseball, it's a clash of division leaders as Jim Edmonds and the Cardinals battle Chipper Jones and the Braves on ESPN this weekend.
This is Johnny Green.
Corey Jaffe here in Buffalo, New York. We're about to take a trip to Washougal, Washington.
We're with Team Sobi Suzuki. We're going to take that trip, and hopefully we're going to show you some fun times that we've been having, actually, on the road. And our friends from Racer X said, hey, you know, we should go up to Toronto, Canada.
You're not in Toronto, dude.
Get out of here, I'll knock you out.
All right, here we are at the Evel Knievel Daredevil Motorcycle Museum.
Well, we've made it about a quarter way across the country. How fast was it going?
How fast do you think you're going?
Well, it only goes up to 100.
All right, well, welcome to nature, the Badlands. La Tierra Esmalo. See for yourself.
Thinking about getting some dirt and doing something like this in my backyard.
It won't click.
Okay,
It doesn't click. It just...
Are you on a sightseeing tour, or are you just driving all over?
I'm sorry, you're a Yankee. I can't understand. What did you say?
Well, I guess I've reached my destination. You know, I feel like a little bond with this place right here. You know, I got the A throwing down here. I got glasses on like Theodore, and I'm going bald like George. I'm at home, I think. I just got to figure out a similarity with Thomas Jefferson. My nose doesn't look anything like that thing up there.
Well, if you want to see how the trip turns out, stay tuned for the second part of the Sobi cross-country journey to be continued during the 125 National Show from here at Washougal. But right now, Cameron Steele has found a special guest down on the starting line.
Well, guys, as they load the gate for the 250 Moto number 2, I've caught up with Darren Rolfs, the fastest American skier there is. You're on the U.S. ski team. You're out here at Washougal. It's got to be a mind-boggler for you. You got to ride the track.
It's a big eye-opener, man. Came out here and never imagined how rough it could get or how deep the ruts get, and I was impressed. I'm really impressed with what these guys do out here.
Well, they say you're the fastest American on skis. You're out here watching Ricky Carmichael, who is undoubtedly the fastest American on a dirt bike. What is that like for you to watch him go by so fast?
It's just nice to watch somebody at the top of their sport really kill it out here, you know? It's not easy. I found out the hard way today.
Right on. We're stoked to have you out here. You guys, you never know who you're going to run into out at the motocross track.
Taking a look at our Suzuki starting lineup, Carmichael leads the way, and then Barry, Lusk, and Tortelli. Hopefully, Lusk and Tortelli will be able to get some better starts get out of that first turn. Roncada, not a factor in the first moto. Further down, you see some of the privateers filling out the field, including Zeb Armstrong, the tallest rider here in the 250 national class. Now, the second moto is getting ready to get underway. You're looking over Ricky Carmichael's shoulder. Look at all those Fox heads. That's from races he's won. They're running out of room. Will he need another one after the second moto here at Washougal? The cart is sideways, and the gate goes down. And here they come right up through the middle. It looks like Lewis again on the inside. There's Ramsey. There's Dowd. And it looks like Lewis has another hole shot. Unbelievable. And a big pile of down coming out of the first turn. A lot of guys go down that time. It looks like all the principals have gotten through. Several privateers are down, and indeed Lewis does have the hole shot. Carmichael is second. And then you see Ramsey, and then the second Moto Triple X rider, Nick Way, top four. Two great starts for Moto Triple X team.
As we talked about in that first moto, Davey, Yoshimura is doing something right with this Honda. Kyle Lewis knows how to get out of the gate. He came out of there like a rocket. He's out front leading Ricky Carmichael. Let's see if he can hold on for a lap and keep those lap streaks down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carmichael, a much better start this time. He is right on Lewis's tail. Honda's 1, 2, and 3. You have to go back to fourth before you get a bike a different color. And Carmichael almost went down there. You have to go back to fourth place, John Dowd on his KTM to break up the Hondas. And once again, Morocco, Tortelli, and Lusk did not get very good starts.
When Ricky Carmichael gets out front and the rest of the guys are out back, you might as well just sign the papers. The race is over.
Right now, only Kyle Lewis is preventing Carmichael from getting back up front, and this would be his 18th straight moto win. They're going into the section now where Carmichael passed Lewis in the first moto. Tries the outside line there. They'll make this left-handed sweeper and then down through the trees where the doubles and tabletops are and see if Carmichael can make a replay. And he comes down on the inside and whoa! Landed right in the mud, holds it on, and Carmichael, unbelievable. Denny, that was a dangerous pass.
That was airing it out to that narrow section. That must have been a surprise to Ricky, all that mud being there. I thought they took a parade lap, but they looked like they made it hold water a little bit. A huge surprise for Ricky right there.
And Carmichael, a spectacular pass for the lead, and that is an early exclamation point on this race.
He was lucky he didn't take Kyle Lewis out of the process. They could have locked bars and went flying, but again, I think the veterans and the experience showed they knew what was going on, and even though they did know what was going on, I think they were prepared for the worst at all times.
We'll be back to Washougal in a moment.
From the minds that brought you the Hayabusa and GSXR sport bikes comes the all-new Quad Sport Z400. Is it still showing off if no one's around to see you?
From Beantown to downtown. From Broadway to Jasper Road. Crest is making things a little brighter. Now everything you need for a great smile has a bright new look.
Look, this is a dirty fuel injector. This is a clean one. As you can see, cleaner works better. That's why I use STP fuel injector cleaner in my car. I add STP every time I change my oil. STP, it's basic car maintenance.
Matthew Modine is on a vision quest.
Done everything you came here to do?
Yeah.
On Real Classics, you get the movie and exclusive interviews with your favorite stars.
It was one of the toughest things I ever did in my life.
Vision Quest, 9 Eastern Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Check this jump out.
Brain freeze!
You guys see that?
See what?
The Mountain Dew Slurpee. Grab X Games cups now, only at 7-Eleven. And watch X Games 8 on ABC, ESPN, ESPN.
Philadelphia long distance is so easy. It's simple. It's 8 cents a minute. 8. 8. All the time. Like I said, 8. No monthly, please. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
8 cents a minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No monthly fees, no access codes, and 6-second billing. Why pay for time you're not on the phone?
See how easy that is? Philadelphia. Simple, affordable, long distance. So what are you waiting for?
At Joe's Crab Shack, we've gone crab crazy.
Run into Joe's Crab Shack for our awesome mouth-watering snow crab dinner for only $9.99. That's right, a pound of hot steaming snow crab with sides, all for just $9.99. Get them any way you like them, barbecue, garlic, or steamed. A full pound. Ooh-wee! It's good stuff. So what are you waiting for? Get to Joe's Crab Shack now for a pound of snow crab for just $9.99. You gotta go eat at Joe's.
When the 1999 National Motocross Tour reached Washougal Park in Washington that August, a clear-cut leader had yet to emerge in the series. Defending champion Doug Henry had already announced that the series would be his farewell tour, yet he came out swinging at Washougal, winning the first moto over Team Honda's Kevin Windham and his Yamaha factory teammate Jimmy Button. Further back rode Supercross icon Jeremy McGrath, making what had already become by that point in his career a rare outdoor national appearance. In the second moto team, Kawasaki's Larry Ward, a native of Washington, appeared to have the race in hand, but a late charge through the pack by Button, a rider who had never won an AMA National or Moto before, landed him in the lead. When first moto leaders Henry and Windham failed to follow Button up through the pack, the likable Yamaha rider found himself celebrating both the moto win and the overall for the day. Career first in both categories.
This is the greatest day of my life so far.
Jimmy Button had waited 10 years to the day to get to the top of the national podium, a fact not lost on friendly rival Jeff Emig, who greeted him in the winner's circle. Sadly, the Washougal '99 win turned out to be the last of Button's career, as a back injury at the San Diego Supercross 6 months later ended his career far too soon. As we return to the current Washougal action, now Denny, you're working with Jimmy Button.
Yeah, I just begun something with Button Fly with Active Sports Management. It's something new that's begun, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Good way to stick around the races. Now Kyle Lewis is your second place rider. Then you see Nathan Ramsey holding on to third. John Dowd comes through in fourth. A little ways back is Sean Hamlin in fifth. Then it's Nick Way, Mike LaRocco, and Tim Ferry. LaRocco, a better start than the first moto, but he's still a long ways behind Carmichael. What happened coming out of this corner?
Well, it's hard to tell. Like we talked about, this short start straight makes for a lot of tight action. And if you keep your eye in the center of the screen, you'll see these guys come together, and just a big domino effect again.
Unlike the first moto, most of the top riders were able to get away from that pile-up. Let's go down to Cameron Steele.
I'm here with the 95, 96, 125cc national champion, Steve Lamson. I wanted to ask you a question. I mean, it's terrible you're out of the race. Crashes in the first turn, both the 250cc motos. We saw pileups. Why here? What's going on?
I think the first turn's just a little tighter than most of the tracks, and you know, one guy goes, you know, messes up in the middle of the pack, and it's going to take, you know, 5 or 6 guys down. That's what happened just there. So.
All right, Lammy, we'll see you at the next event.
Thanks a lot.
Back to the battle for second. Ramsey is starting to put a lot of pressure on Kyle Lewis, who's made a couple mistakes. 2 corners in a row. Now it's a full-on drag race up to the top of the hill. And once again, the Yoshimura Honda staying right there in pace with the factory Honda. Lewis fighting for second place, trying to hold off Nathan Ramsey, who finished second in the first moto here.
Look at the power from these 4-strokes, Davey. The bikes are just dancing around underneath them. These two have to be in just extreme great shape to handle these big bikes.
Back into the woods. Now Ramsey's going to try an inside line. They come off towards the ski jump, and Lewis once again holds him off. Now Ramsey's on the inside. Lewis swings out and holds Owen. Nathan Ramsey goes down, trying to make a pass on Kyle Lewis. Ramsey throws away, and now he's going to have to restart the bike. You see guys going by. LaRocco, there went Ferry, there went Nick Way. Ramsey finally gets it started just in time to hold off Robbie Raynard and Sean Hamlin. So look, Ramsey loses 4 spots by dropping the bike. What happened?
It doesn't look like he did anything any different he's done all day long. He just comes in, loses the front end a little bit, the front end comes over the top of the berm, and it just washes him down the ground he goes.
And just like that, your fortunes can change in outdoor motocross. Ramsey goes from 2nd to 6th. Now Kyle Lewis back in control of 2nd place. John Dowd is 3rd. You see LaRocco in 4th, and another 4-stroke, Tim Ferry, rounding out the top 5. And John Dowd has been putting in some good rides, Denny, but we haven't seen him this far ahead this late in the moto.
No, it's good to see Dowdy up front. He's had a couple tough weeks with Unadilla in Troy, Ohio. He needs to get back in the top 10. Right now he's in the top 5. Great job for that Cernix KTM.
John Dowd, another veteran just like Guy Cooper, only 3 years younger, but believe it or not, he is still 37 years old.
Wow, that's incredible, Davey. The longevity of today's riders is just amazing. It just shows what kind of fitness they're in and what kind of great bikes they're riding today.
And another veteran, Mike LaRocco, is coming up behind John Dowd. So when we return, Carmichael continues to lead. Then it's Lewis, Dowd, LaRocco, and Ferry, and Robbie Raynard has moved into 6th.
Here's a lesson for the would-be Casanova. Every so often, it's advantageous to remind the little lady she hasn't dropped off the radar. Well, well, well. 2 to 1, you'll be living the high life tonight.
At Midas, our knowledgeable technicians love cars. It's all we think about. Sad.
Come in for great deals during the Midas National Brake Event. At Midas, we do more brakes than anyone else. And don't forget, Midas offers a lifetime nationwide guarantee. So stop by any Midas today. Midas, we do that.
Beth was all like, nuh-uh, and Heather was like, yeah-huh, and I was like, whatever.
Ready or not, you're going back to school. But with Gateway's Power Up for School sales event, going back is easy. Because you can get incredible deals on cool notebooks and get a free student and teacher edition of Microsoft Office XP on select PCs. You gotta go, so get to your Gateway store today.
X Games 8 begins August 17th on ABC.
Speedboat's presentation of AMA Motocross is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Honda, performance first. And take a look at this huge battle for second that has developed while we were away. That's about 2,000 cc's of speed out there. Lewis, Dowd, Ferry, and LaRocco freight training around this Washougal track.
This is unbelievable to watch these guys race. The sounds of
right there. Ferry comes off the wall and hits down, and that's going to open up the door for LaRocco to go by. Close action here. Now Dowd goes around the outside trying to make a pass back. Pass is made, a little bit of contact, but it wasn't a takeout, was it, Denny?
You look to the left of the screen, you see that John Dowd gets a little bit into Tim Ferry. He just blasts in the wall. Suspension compresses and is bouncing right back into Dowdy's traffic.
They were both very lucky not to go down right there.
I think LaRocco was luckiest if he would have just ran them both over.
Lewis continues to hold second. Now Ferry gets up next to him. They come off the big ski jump. Ferry's got the inside line. Lewis swoops in, but he can't make the berm. Ferry moves into second. Now Lewis goes back to third, throws a shovel full of dirt back at him. Now Lewis has LaRocco to worry about as they come down to the middle part of the track over the big tabletop. All 4 of these guys battling for second place. Right now it belongs to Ferry, then it's Lewis, LaRocco. They come up to the steep jump, scrub a little speed. Lewis trying to hold off the factory connection bike of Mike LaRocco.
We've seen 2 very aggressive moves by Tim Ferry. I know he's been working with his old friend of mine, Ronnie Tishner. Our team must be teaching him a thing or 2 about aggression.
Yeah, Tishner could still get out the track with him and hit him a few times. And there goes LaRocco around the outside. And now LaRocco is able to make a pass on Lewis as Lewis fades out to the outside. LaRocco moves into third.
Mike's never say die attitude. He gets a bad start, comes charging to the front. I'm not sure what his lap times are right now, but he's running towards the same similar pace as at least Tim Ferry.
So now Ferry is second. LaRocco is third. Lewis holds on to fourth, and they have started to gap John Dowd. He does not come into the picture. Here's the pass Ferry made.
Timmy just launched off that big ski jump and comes down the inside of Kyle Lewis. Kyle comes flying into this left hammer trying to shut the door. Kyle's front wheel pops out of the rut, and Ferry just runs into the wall. So again, another aggressive move by Tim Ferry. The guy wants to be up front running with Ricky Carmichael. He doesn't want to be back in third and fourth.
And that's the spot where Lewis got past where Nathan Ramsey fell earlier. So Lewis was lucky he didn't go down, but he did lose a spot, and right there Mike LaRocco goes down. LaRocco had passed Lewis in the back section of the track, throws away third place. And now back up to the front of the pack, Ricky Carmichael missing a great race for second place. He's way out front, and now LaRocco's having a hard time getting the bike started. He finally gets going right as Robbie Raynard goes past.
Ricky Carmichael may be well out front, Davey, but there's a lot of action still happening in this race down to the wire.
It's always like that. You got to wonder what this series would be like if Ricky Carmichael were racing in Europe or some way. Now here's where LaRocco went down.
Davey, it looks like that Mike just overcooked it in the turn, locked up the rear wheel a little bit. His weight transferred over the front end, and it just washed out.
Another fall in a corner. We've seen that a lot this afternoon. This Washougal track, very deceptive. Now, Ricky Carmichael, who's had a couple close calls, he is right now out front, well on his way to what would be his 18th straight moto win. He had to work for it there on the first lap, passing Kyle Lewis actually right down here in this tree section. But this time, his last tour around, Carmichael is by himself, and this will mean that it has now been exactly 1 year since Ricky Carmichael last lost an outdoor national. He avenges himself here at Washougal, and number 9 this year, number 12 in the last year for Ricky Carmichael, an unbelievable record. Tim Ferry coming down through the woods is second, and it looks like Kyle Lewis will get his second podium finish of the year in third on the Moto XXX Honda. John Dowd was fourth. Robbie Raynard will finish fifth. Here's Ferry at the finish line. That's for second. And then here comes Lewis. He wins the last little sprint with Dowd, and he takes himself another podium, matching the ride he had at Budds Creek, and he gets the KTM into fourth. So looking at our final results, Carmichael, Ferry, Lewis, Dowd, and Robbie Raynard. Then it's Nate Ramsey, Mike LaRocco, Ezra Lusk, Nick Way, and Paul Carpenter on the White Brothers Honda. Roncada once again outside the top 10. Let's go down to Cameron Steele. He is with our winner, Ricky Carmichael.
Well, if you're keeping score at home, that's 18 consecutive moto wins. Ricky Carmichael is unstoppable, and you are inching up. Inching up is not the right way to say it. He's about to crush this championship. I think you can clinch it by numbers at Millville.
I hope so. You know, looking forward to going to Millville. That track is just like my track at home, and I've always had a lot of luck there. So looking forward to going to Millville and trying to wrap this title up. I've gained some points on Timmy today, and felt good. The Honda's working awesome today.
Like your track at home. That's kind of scary for everybody else to think about. Let's talk about something different. You're out there, you're pretty much whooping up on the guys. No disrespect, but the track is what you're racing, it seems at times. How's the track here at Washougal? How is it at the end of the race?
Oh, it was pretty rough today, you know. It's a little hard to make up time, you know. The track is a bit narrow.
When were you making up time?
I don't know if I was or not, but anyhow. The track here is good. The promoters do a good job, and it's kind of hard pack and a little slippery, so it takes some technique to ride here, and felt good today, and glad to get 9 straight wins.
Right on. Well, congratulations, Ricky Carmichael, making up time or spreading out time. Unbelievable performance. You're champion here today.
Thanks.
The overall results will show Carmichael on top. Of course, Ferry's 3-2 is good for second. Kyle Lewis a 4-3 for third overall. Mike LaRocco, not that great of a day, 9-7. Let's go back to Cameron. He's with Kyle Lewis.
Kyle Lewis puts a privateer on the podium overall, third overall, your first podium for the year.
You know, it feels great. Yoshimura has built me a great bike. My mechanic, Alan Brown, has prepared a great bike for me. You know, I just put my head down today and rode hard. I got both starts. Ricky and I actually had a bet, both motos, who would get the start, and he owes me $10.
Whoa, $10. That's pretty nice to win something from Ricky Carmichael. No one else has been able to win anything from him. Congratulations on a great ride, Kyle.
All right, thanks a lot.
We'll take a look at the point standings. Ricky Carmichael, 450. That is a perfect score. Tim Ferry, second overall. He's 101 points behind. And sorry, we were not able to get to him in the winner's circle. So Carmichael, 9 in a row. Can he make it throughout the entire season? We'll find out. For Denny Stevenson and Cameron Steele, I'm Davey Coombs saying so long, everyone. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
Toronto, home to one of tennis's majors on semi-final day. Tommy Haas's message, I'm a legitimate contender on any surface. Haas has established himself seriously this past year. His support system, stable and intact. He's the number 3 seed here and the top seed left. Guillermo Cañas' message, take notice, tennis world. Between the French, where he got to the last 8, and here, where he's knocked out 3 top 10 players, he's in the semis today. I'm not Becker and I'm not Groff. Call me Tommy Haas. Today against Guillermo Cañas.